This week on Comedy Hype News, CJ and Shawty talk with Shawty Shawty, an Atlanta-based comedian known from Wildin' Out and Streets 94.5 Radio. They discuss his struggles with child custody and parental alienation.
All right, guys, it's CJ and Shawty here with Comedy Hype News, and we have Mr. Legendary ATL himself, Mr. What My Name Is.
Hi.
Shawty in the building. Hey.
So glad to have you. I bet you
do it again. Do it again.
Yeah, they say you look like somebody's uncle trying to do that.
That's what you think you look like? I think
that's flower.
I think you're flower. Well, thank you so much for coming and joining us. We are so happy to have you here.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. I really enjoyed the show and have revealed. It's like I'm looking in the mirror. Like, it's
Is it? Well, we don't look alike.
I swear, I think we've grown out of the twin thing. And you've known us since we were...
Yes,
You've known us for a very long time.
Mm-hmm, sure did. Hey, y'all live across the street from me.
We did. We lived across the street from each other.
Yes.
It's crazy how small Atlanta is.
And how life circles
I know,
back
yes,
around.
comes a full circle, yes.
All right, so recently we had you on the Comedy Hype platform.
The whole world saw it. I was traveling about 2 days later. I went through 2 airports, and it was just like I had been on television again. I went through Chicago O'Hara, and I went through Detroit, and people were just stopping. I was in the wheelchair. They was like, "Shawty, we seen your interview, bro. Appreciate it." I got a lot of young comics reaching out to me. Over abundance of young comics are reaching out to me for advice. And a lot of people from the industry called me and say they respect how I did the interview. They said they definitely see a change in me. And they definitely like what they saw. So it was great.
So recently, comedian Earthquake's baby mom came onto the platform. Did you check that out? Were you able to see that? Okay. And I remember you've had your public fiascos with your baby mom. But what is it that you think that you all are going wrong that's causing these women to come out and just bash you all as fathers?
I don't know what I did to my baby moms. I wasn't always the person I am now. And so I'm not gonna say that I don't understand, but my baby moms, thank God they're not trying to get famous. They just trying to alienate the child, you know. And so parental alienation is very real. And that's why, you know, I fight for fathers, and I have my nonprofit that I fight for dads. Because like God take me through things, and Him taking me through this fatherhood thing and having to deal with these women, I can't let it be in vain the time that I'm not getting with my kids. Just, you know, constantly. I've been in court forever with my baby mamas.
This is for the third child, or?
Yes, this is for my youngest.
Okay.
You know, and so I'm fighting. You know, I was just in court this week.
What is her issue?
I have no idea. And people say,
what did she claim? Like, she's not letting you see the child, or?
Man.
Because friends I know, they don't want, like, they're ready to, like, let the kids go. Like, go be with your dad. So
unfortunately, it ain't been like that on my end. I always wanted to be like the greatest father. And I wanted to have a family and a house with the fence and the dog, and it never materialized for me. My youngest son, I raised my first son, Beanie. You know, I raised him as a single father, and you know, he graduated college, football, the whole thing. And my other 2 baby mamas, I don't know what they have against me. I have apologized over and over. You know, just like, man, whatever. Let's just think about the best interest of the child. So, they snatched the guys away from me, so I had to start fighting. So I started fighting for my youngest son first. And I was just in court Thursday, you know, but God's working everything out. You know, I have faith, and He has taught me to be in the pocket. I started off, you know, I was getting the boys, and I was getting all 3 of my boys, and it was beautiful. And we used to hang out on weekends and do all type of everything that I wanted, what I wanted to be. You know what I mean? 4-wheelers. I always wanted a 4-wheeler when I was a kid, so I went and got 4-wheeler for my son. So, you know, I wanted to really give my boys that real father. I want to teach them how to build shelves. You know what I mean? How to build things, because every woman need a man that can build something around the house. You know, these kids these days, they can't even change tires. So, and that's because the mothers are not fighting for fathers. And they actually, you know, I feel that inside the mother's home, they actually teach the kids not to respect the father. So when they come around and they have to, and they're showing no respect towards the father, and the father spank them or whatever, then it makes them resent the father, because that's what the mother is putting in their head. See, women come out looking like the poor mother that's been victimized or something like that, when really they're creating this seed in their home. And they're putting it inside the child to make the child, the father and son relationship, you know, butt heads. And so I petitioned the court for counseling, and you know, they do just so many. I just said, man, Jesus. When I first filed my legitimation, they was coming with all type of stuff. I was in LA filming a movie, and I went to a dispensary, and they had weed everywhere. And so I took a picture with a bowl of weed and had it in my mouth, and a whole pound of weed was in the bowl though.
Just a fun picture.
Just a fun picture.
Just for social media.
Just for social media, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Not that serious.
Then I was on set with prop guns, and we stand here with the Uzis and stuff. We go into the judge's chamber to start trying to work out things, and these are big pictures that her attorney done laid on the table right there.
Against you.
You know, so the judge already looking at me, and you know, so I was already up against a wall, and I had to fight my way out of this to even start parenting. So they see all this, and they like, well, we'll do supervised visitation. Well, guess what? I did supervised visitation. I came from state to state. I moved to Miami. I would still come back and do supervised visitation every week, and I fought for my right. I ended up with visitation every single day. I was responsible. I had went from supervised visitation to responsible for my son's education and picking him up every day, make sure he got his lesson and got him back to his mom at a certain time. So baby mamas out there, if you want to alienate your child and your baby father is like me and gonna keep on fighting and going to court, he's not gonna lose total visitation. So whatever weapons you draw, you need to draw some peace swords. Parental alienation is a sickness. It should be recognized. There's a petition going on. If y'all go on my Facebook, there's a petition on there that I would like people to sign to make parental alienation a crime, because it is a form of child abuse. It's when you know that one parent alienates the child from another parent, and it's mentally damaging to the child. You know, the studies are not in to see exactly how bad it affects the child, but it's so bad in my situation to where I'm afraid to be around my son by myself before counseling happens. I can't do it.
Why?
Because I've been set up. I've been every time when a child is alienated, one parent is the alienator, the other parent is the target. So I'm a targeted parent. So there's a target on my head, and they're always trying to take that parent out, no matter what. Like, I feel like, you know, in situations, they teach the child something at home in order to rebel against the other parent. It makes the other parent look like the bad guy. And so there was an instance when I was arrested and charged I was set up, but it just the parents get into the thinking of the child, so they plant certain seeds to make the child think a certain way.
Your daddy don't love you.
He just so my son wanted to go with his mom, and he wanted to go with his mom, and she told him he couldn't come. He had to stay with me. But this is not what she's telling him at home. She's always saying, you can always call mom. I drop it on a dime and come get you. But the minute she didn't want to come, he had attitude. And so I told him to hand me my bag, which was on the back seat, and he took the bag and slung it, and everything fell. And I was trying to say, tighten up, boy, just like that. Next thing I know, he in the back, called his mom. Next thing you know, his mom cussing me out to my bring him back. Oh, you done hit my baby, all of this. I'm trying to explain to her that that's not the situation. I said, I just tapped him. He threw stuff all over the car, but he's mad at you. Cause you just say you could, you always say he can come now. We call you like, let me drop him off a little bit earlier, and you talking about no. So, she knew what she was doing, cause she wanted me to be with a rebellious child for the last 3 hours of the visitation. And she took him and had him say that I punched him in the chest. And first she went and got a TPO, a temporary restraining order against me where I could not see my son. Then when I went to answer the TPO, she had went and got some detective to write an arrest warrant for me. And I was locked up and charged with first-degree child cruelty without a bond. And I was locked up on Wright Street for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Oh, Jesus.
It's awful.
Wow.
Well, it's good that
And which son is this?
This is my baby.
youngest one.
Who I've been fighting. This is after the Black Fathers Matter hashtags that you see on my page.
Mm-hmm.
After this happened, I kind of just took my fight silent and just let my attorneys handle it, because I didn't want this to get out. Now that I've beaten the charges are gone. They dismissed the charges against me.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're working on reunification. But it took something like that to happen, catastrophic, that would have took me out, to be recognized. And everybody looking like, oh, no. Now everybody like, it's a mistake. But the damage is done.
Mm-hmm.
The damage is done. And so that's why I fight for fathers. If you're a targeted parent, I try to mentor brothers and say, hey man, you got to figure out some type of communication that you can have between your baby mama and you, or, you got to figure out how to deal with her. I didn't figure that out till late, because I'm trying to fight head to head to head. You trying to fight head to head with somebody who's out to take you out. And so you can't. I had to give it to God. That's how I ended up at church. I was like, Jesus, I need refuge. I had to go to church for refuge. And once I went to church and I got around, some godly men, and, my pastor, C.H. Brady, he helps me out so much, and he leads me, and, he say, listen, man, let God fight this battle and you pull back, and you'll start seeing different results. And I've been seeing different results, but it's calculated. Mm-hmm. So fathers have to unite. If you a father and you're going through this, and you know that you are a willing participant in your child's life, and you are being blocked, don't go on Facebook to them support groups, because them white boys on there blowing their heads off. Mm. But find you a positive group to join that can teach you about your rights. I'm working on an initiative to where I have a place where fathers can come and talk to another man about what they're going through, because you can't cry on another woman's shoulder when you're talking about your child. You gotta have another man right there that's been through this. That's why God taking me through this. So I can help these brothers in the future. So nobody will have to suffer this pain. And so I'm gonna hold Father's hands. I know everything about the law process. I have a team of attorneys that is assisting me in my initiative. And we gotta save these children one child at a time and get these fathers back in these kids' lives, or get these fathers in these kids' lives. Yeah. You know, that's my mission.
This week's comedian under the radar is Atlanta-based comedian Fat Man Deezy, who just released his latest comedy album, Almost Sober, across all streaming platforms. Let's take a listen.
Baylor, I heard you be doing that stand-up comedy, but I'm like, yeah, I be doing this shit. Nigga like, shit, nigga, I need to be doing this shit with your ass, goddamn. You know, he didn't say it with a smile on his face, like he was happy for me doing comedy. Nigga mugging me like, with your ass, nigga. Yeah, I'm like, I feel you, but you can't really do it with me. You know what I'm saying? At one time, I had got a job.
Be sure to check out Deezy's project and come back next week to find out who will be our comedian under the radar.
I had to go through this. And now it ain't about me going to my job and getting on the radio and bashing DFAS. I got to get with the people at DFAS and say, listen, man, this is what brothers are going through. When y'all come into a family and y'all think y'all doing y'all thing, y'all don't need to leave the family unmended. If you go in and you mess it up, you need to stay in it until it's mended back.
Yeah. Yeah.
They sit there and close their case, but they don't destroy the family.
Yeah.
You know,
that's been the plan since the beginning.
That's the plan.
Since the beginning.
That's what,
absolutely.
That's the plan.
Remove the father from the household.
Remove the father.
They don't care about repairing.
So the mother
they come
can depend
in.
on the system.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Or you raise a child without a backbone.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, these kids don't even know whether they a girl or a boy at 12 years old these days.